dark cloud blew across the sun, hiding the light. Another storm was churning, darkening the sky and hiding the pretty blue. They'd been coming more and more frequently, prompting my need to tell Logan the truth about where I'd come from, in case one of these storms sent me back to my own time. A fear I'd had all along. At first, I'd wanted it, pined for it. Now, I wasn't so sure. Below in the courtyard, the inhabitants of Gealach, the fearsome Grant clan, went about their daily routines, carting baskets of goods, blacksmiths hammering out metal things, stable boys working with horses, children tugging buckets to the well. Their faces were lined with strain as they wearily glanced about them. Over the past several months, the lines had grown deeper, the furtive glances more frequent. The chief of Clan MacDonald, mortal enemy to the Grant clan, to Logan, had made it back to the Northern Isles alive. A feat of pure hatred and willpower, I'm sure, after Logan tied him to the mast of the man's own ship, shackled with the iron manacles he'd brought to enslave the people of Gealach. MacDonald had yet to retaliate, and the only reason we knew he'd made it back was because news of Logan's daring move traveled swiftly through the Highlands. A giddy excitement and fear took hold and sent children scurrying with the slightest shift in the wind and warriors to grab hold of their weapons. An underlying tension shadowed over the castle. Everyone knew MacDonald was coming. We just didn't know when. A medieval day apocalypse. But as much as it scared me, I had faith in Logan that he could kick MacDonald's ass again. Logan was the King of Scotland's own man, the guardian of Scotland. But that didn't matter to a maniac like MacDonald. He wanted his revenge, and the king's seat. It was about power, about ripping apart a man who'd bested him. Not just because in this dark 16th century, war itched to be released from every man's sword. There were men like him in every century. My ex-husband was like that. He preyed on the weak, and I'd been the prey. Logan set me free. Mostly. I was still holding back, waiting for the curtain to drop, and every time a cloud covered the sun, I swore it was going to end. The lightning would strike, and I'd wake up at home in Stephen's bed, sinking back into the nightmare I'd fled from. Thunder cracked, startling me from my thoughts. My gaze went from the people below back to the sky. The clouds were light and dark gray swirls, shaping worlds in the sky. The sun burned to come through, reaching through every hole it could find. Almost as if the universe fought for me, keeping the storms at bay. The successful rays of sunlight beamed down in stripes hitting the courtyard, the moors, and the sea beyond. A swift knock at the door that connected mine and Logan's 2 bedrooms had me jerking away from the window. I yelped when my elbow bumped against the stone casement. Biting my lip, I rubbed the spot and watched as Logan swept open the door and stepped through. Rugged, dark, wicked. When he walked into a room, every woman lost her breath and grew weak in the knees. Since I was the only woman here, I didn't have to glower at any simpering females either. He had all of my attention. And damn if I hadn't lost my breath and grown weak in the knees. His dark eyes pierced mine. A shadow of stubble covered his chin. Hair pulled back and tied with a leather thong. Plaid pleated around his hips, flung over his shoulder, and beneath it a crisp linen shirt that clung to the muscles of his biceps, shoulders, and chest. My mouth watered, and it wasn't the only thing that got wet. "Logan," I said, my breath catching as it did every time he came in. Now was my chance. I had to tell him the truth. The risk. I opened my mouth to tell him we needed to talk, but he spoke first.
"Emma."
His Scottish brogue never grew old. A natural aphrodisiac. He glanced around as though he expected his demons to leap from the mortar between the stones.
"Someone has been watching us."
There were always people watching.